What's up, guys? Next one on the list of my profession previews for The War Within, we're looking at the Alchemy. This one has been all over the place in the past in terms of gold making potential. It's been great, it's been bad. In Dragonfight, it was kind of both. It was really good if you had the patience to like very hardcore micromanage your material prices and get good inspiration procs if you had like a very optimized character. But if you didn't, then you would just look at it and you'd be like, there's no way to make gold here. So let's take a look at how it's looking in The War Within. So first things first. So experimentation is how you get most of your recipes. Yet again, you start with pretty much nothing unlocked, and then you have to learn them by doing the experimentation. They have a chance to go boom, and then you have a meticulous experimentation, which is on a daily cooldown, which you can do regardless. Once again, they use catalysts, which you get from breaking down crafted potions. You just throw them on here, you'll get some catalysts, and you can use those to experiment. Obviously, you can screw up, and that'll stop you. But then you have, if you've put enough points in, you can make formulated courage, which allows you to keep crafting. And this one doesn't really require anything hard to get. It's just 2 herb types, so that's kind of nice. You can just, once you've unlocked the formulated courage, which is here about 30 points into the alchemical mastery node, then you can just keep experimenting, which is kind of nice. Now for gear, there's one gear recipe. We can craft the Algari Alchemist Stone Trinket. As far as I can tell, this is equipable by anyone. Don't know if it's going to be good. It is a main stat proc, which could be good. Versatility, not generally like the most popular stat, so maybe for some specs this is quite good. But I kind of expect other embellished effects to sort of beat this one out. I doubt this is going to be picked up by many players. So we're mostly going to look at flasks, potions, and files as sort of the main way to make gold, and you're all trading into the region-wide auction house, which means that you need max quality and you need to have as much multi-craft, ingenuity, resourcefulness as possible so that you can keep cranking out the max quality ones. For flasks, you have the Alchemical Chaos, which gives you 3,400 over random secondary stat, and then it costs you, it takes away a little bit of 2 others, and then it changes stat every 30 seconds. And then you have ones that just give you one specific, slightly less of one specific secondary stat. I kind of expect these ones, the tempered ones where you just get 1 stat, is better, but maybe the Alchemical Chaos one is better for some specs. It could be better, but it looks like it's slightly less or the same amount of stats overall. The only thing that might change it is the potion, which we'll get to later. Then you have the files. Files are now only for crafting professions. I think the one that gives ingenuity is maybe the most interesting one. This could be good. To just get your concentration back at a higher rate. That is going to have a significant value for anything you craft with concentration to get high quality, which is going to be a lot of your crafts. The other 3 files are mostly for gatherers. This one can give you resourcefulness during the winter, which could be useful. I'm not sure how winter and summer works, if you can choose that yourself. Then you have crafting speed, which is quite nice if you're just going to want to increase your gold per hour if something is already profitable and you don't need more stats. If you're already guaranteeing max quality, for instance, and you just want to crank out, then that can be pretty good. There's also some PvP flasks, which I'm not sure how important they're going to be. This one gives you more honor, so it should be pretty good, particularly when you look at the PvP gear that you can farm with honor. We might see people doing that. They also persist through death, so they could be kind of useful for PvP, particularly for just increasing your honor gains. Not sure how much people are going to be paying for these, though. They're kind of cheap to craft in terms of materials, so it's going to be interesting. It's a completely new item type, so I don't really know what to expect. For potions, there's 2 main ones. For damage, you have the Unwavering Focus, which increases your damage dealt to a specific target. So the target you are currently focused on, you click this, it gives you a damage buff for 20 seconds against that target. So for any pure single target fight, I expect this to be the best one. And then you have the tempered potion, which gives you the effect of every inactive tempered flask. So giving you the secondary stats for all the tempered flasks you don't have on you. And that's where this alchemical chaos is slightly better, maybe, because now you don't have any tempered flasks active. So the tempered potion will now give you every secondary stat, 2,200 of that. But I kind of expect this one to be better single target, but we'll see what sims say. And this one is on any multi-target situation, and obviously this one is going to be much better because this does literally nothing in a multi-target situation. So it's going to be these two potions. So you can see they both share two materials, Arathor's Spear and Michael Bloom. So you definitely want to focus on experimenting with either Arathor's Spear or Michael Bloom to get those recipes, and make sure that you unlock like this the node that gives you a higher chance to learn Michael Bloom recipes, and that can give you more potion yields from Michael Bloom once you know all the recipes and stuff like that. These are going to be quite important skill tree nodes to if you're going to go the potion route. Now, one thing that's changed very significantly, that's transmutation. You have this thaumaturgy where you take 20 materials and you break them down. And it'll give you some amount of transmutagen, depending on how many points you've put into the thaumaturgy tree. That's going to impact exactly what you get. And there's also there's 3 different types of base transmutagen that you get based on the materials. So some materials give mercurial, some give volatile, some give ominous. I haven't gotten around to finding a table for this yet. And then there's the gleaming transmutagen, which you can get once you unlock this tree, which you get for every thaumaturgy you do, essentially. Once you do thaumaturgy, you'll get, this has a small chance of teaching you recipes, and you just do this and you'll get some transmutagen and some materials back. Then once you've learned them, you have all of these recipes. You have the coalescence recipes, which turn some transmutagens into another type of transmutagen. So essentially here you can turn 6 ominous, 6 mercurial into 12 or 16 volatile, because I've put a lot of points into the thaumaturgy tree already. These also give these don't give that much, but the ones down here, which are the ones that turn one form of transmutagen into some form of materials. So this is going to make materials that are made of mercurial transmutagen, so anything that can break down back down into this, or you can choose to specifically go after herbs, for instance. If you do these transmutes down here, the mercurial, volatile, etc., they give a huge amount of a gleaming transmutagen. You can see here I got 22 now from doing this one specifically. The main point of gleaming is you can use this, which is on the same cooldown, for gleaming chaos, which gives you a random amount of materials. Based on my testing, this one is completely pointless. The main one is this one, blasphemite. 80 gleaming transmutagen, that's going to be 1 blasphemite, which is the new epic gem. It's used for the new meta gems for jewel crafting. I'm not sure if it can be prospected or not. I haven't tested that. If it can't be prospected, then this is going to be big, and you're going to be utilizing your daily cooldowns on these ones as soon as you unlock them. These various ominous, mercurial, volatile ones, because they will give you a ton of gleaming transmutagen, and this one, the gleaming glory, isn't on a cooldown. You can also get the transmutagen from just doing basic thaumaturgy, but this is going to be quite expensive because you're paying 20 of some material to get 1 transmutagen, maybe with a chance of getting more based on the text here, but I'm not sure. I haven't gotten more than 1 from the base thaumaturgy in my testing so far. So I expect this is mostly going to be about getting the blasphemite out. If anything, that's going to be the main focus here. You can get catalysts and a bunch of other materials back from doing this, but I expect this is going to be more of a turning this most effectively into 80 gleaming transmutagen for a blasphemite, and that's what we're going to be looking to calculate essentially. How can we get this? Overall, I think flasks and potions are looking good. The trees are a lot more condensed. And a lot of it is going to be on the alchemical mastery tree if you're going to want to go into potions, because these give you skill for that specific herb type. And then there's some value here which will give you a lot of the important stats, like reducing concentration costs, giving you multi-craft, and resourcefulness. Resourcefulness in particular here is going to be nice. You get Flask spillover effect, which gives you a ton of resourcefulness, which is obviously extremely important when you're going into to mass production of flasks. So probably you're going to want to be putting some amount of points in here to at least reach a point where you can craft a reasonable amount of max quality items per day with enough skill, and then you want to put a lot of points into here to get the multi-craft and resourcefulness bonuses. Whether you go for potions or flasks is up to you. The points for these ones are a lot smaller compared to the trees we had in Dragonflight. But yeah, alchemy looking very very good for what it is. You're going to be competing into some thin margins, or relatively thin margins, on the auction house. Really important to minimize your material costs and try to make the best of it.